Did you have a backup plan?
No.
Backup
All or
career
nothing.
plan? Oh my god,
kill,
me too!
Kill your backup.
This is
Cut your
horrible.
bridges. Backup plan? No.
Hi guys, Annette here and welcome to another episode of Growing Up. Today I have a very special guest with me. It's none other than Sneaky Sushii.
Hi, what's up?
Hi, what's up? Do I look like him? Is that how you do it? What's up, losers?
Alright, welcome back, losers. You gotta add like some depression into it, like, what's up, losers?
What's up, losers?
Yeah.
I cannot even... Oh, sorry! I would usually clip this onto my shirt, but I'm using it on a fork as a tribute to him. So we're here today because we're going to be talking about art school and pursuing a creative path in Singapore.
Yes,
and,
we are.
Yeah, and both of us, I would say we pursued a pretty creative path.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess.
Why was that reaction?
I mean, I'm making YouTube videos, like, okay, like, yeah, I guess
That's very
it's great.
creative. So I put together some questions, but I also asked you guys for some questions.
On Instagram? IG stories?
So let's start simple, okay?
Sure,
So the
sure.
first question is, do you know that you wanted to pursue a creative path since you were young?
I mean, when we were young, did we even know what we wanted to do? I was just playing Maple Story and going to land shops.
Picasso was drawing as
But
a baby.
I'm not a Picasso, okay? But I think I've always been drawn to the creative side, I guess. Like I used to draw a lot. I was always doing arts and crafts stuff at home, like,
Hey, same.
right?
Same.
Like my favorite show was Art Attack, I think on Kids Central.
I love Art
Right.
Attack. Art Attack, my
Art
favorite
Attack,
show.
yeah.
This is Art Attack.
I would always
oh my
follow
God.
what he was doing, and I would pester my mom to like buy me art supplies so that I can do that until she got pissed at me. Yeah, I think I've always been creating things. Maybe not art, but yeah, I love to create things. Then I think eventually as I grew up, yeah, I just gravitated towards the media industry.
I think same, you know. Like I really loved art class in school.
Yeah, same.
And then, yeah, right? And then when I was done also, I mean, well, every day after school, I would also go home and then I would have like pen and paper and I would just draw something or I
Yeah,
would make
yeah.
something, like paste paper onto my paper and make some weird collage. It was
Yeah.
probably very ugly if I look at it now, but yeah, that's what I used to do a lot. Wait, so are you good at drawing?
I wouldn't say so, but I was good back then for my age. But as I grew up, I stopped drawing altogether. My skill set has been stagnant since then. So like a 14-year-old art skill
Same.
level.
Because when we did film, you no longer really need to draw. So
Yeah,
you just,
other than storyboards. But
which
I don't
doesn't
do
need to look
storyboards
very
too.
nice also.
I mean, they say every child is a
It's
artist.
creative, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
actually,
creative.
I heard
The
of
goal
that
is
too.
to like keep that in them. Yeah, I think a lot of people subdue their creative desires as they grow up for, I don't know, earning some money. You know, keeping rice in their rice bowl.
I heard about how everyone actually is creative since young.
Yeah.
And like non-creative behavior is learned, and a lot of times it's got to do with rejection throughout your life and whatever. Like for example, how you're judged by your creativity, say it's in art class and everyone has to draw, but some people are technically better, but some people are just technically not as good, say, in drawing, but
They create in other ways.
yeah, in
their own
other ways.
Yeah.
But then because everyone says they suck at it, then they're all
Or even like the childhood story I was telling you about, me pestering my mom to buy me art supplies and she would scold me like, don't waste money. I get where she's coming from, but at the same time she's, I guess, you know, subduing creativity, which I totally understand. Mom, I love you. Like,
yeah.
totally understand.
I was generally kind of like better at it, so that's why I continued to.
Flex.
No, but same as you, for my age, I was better at drawing, but now if you compare me...
Fair enough. Fair
Nah.
enough.
Yeah, so... But I'm thinking, wow, okay, actually maybe if I was really like not that great at drawing, like would I have taken a different career path? Wow.
Yeah.
What made you decide to study film? We both went to film school. I went to NTU Art Design Media and...
I went to Ngee Poly, FSV, and then I went to ADM, but I dropped out after 1.5 years. I kind of stumbled into film. Like my first choice in, Poly was mass comm, and then film was second, and then third was like tourism, then it was like business and supply chain or whatever. Yeah, I kind of just stumbled into film. But I think, like I said, I've always been drawn to the creative side, and I think at the back of my mind I wanted to be in the media industry. So yeah, I just landed in film. Yeah, thank goodness. Like I would have suffered so much in mass comm, I think,
How what?
because I heard it's quite bitchy over there. Like, you know,
Oh,
like, there's a lot of
right.
backstabbing going on.
Okay, so for me, like I was an art student kind of all the way. I did O-level and A-level art, but I did a lot of illustration, drawing. The thing is, I almost want to do illustration in uni, but there's no illustration course in local uni. And so I just figured, okay, fine, I'll just go NTU and see how it goes. So the closest to what I was doing, which is storyboard illustration, would have been, say, animation or maybe film. I wouldn't count graphic design because I think design is very different from illustration. It's very like functional, which I was not very interested in. I was very interested in storytelling. So I went to ADM to kind of figure that out because for the first year you try everything out. So it was between film and animation, and I just fell in love with film. Also because I just can't do animation. I don't have the patience for it. It takes a very special kind of patience, right? To be able to draw 24 frames just for 1 second. Do you think it's a privilege to study art? Like, do you think only rich kids can study art?
No, I don't think so. But I do see where that sentiment comes from. Because I guess the rich kids, rich people, they have a backing, I guess. They are able to take more risks. Like maybe not even just art, like just in starting their own business or anything risky. Yeah, they have a safety net, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think if you are poor, it should discourage you from doing it because I think anyone can do it lah. Yeah, if you believe in yourself. I mean,
So motivational. Let's get that on a poster. I do think, right, that why that sentiment came about is because sometimes art school can be expensive also. Okay, I don't know how much was it for FSV.
Well, I don't know because my mom paid for everything.
Okay. But it should be like it shouldn't deviate too far from the regular poly fees, right?
Yeah. It's same, almost the same.
Yeah, same for ADM in NTU. And I think where it gets kind of crazy is if you want to go out there and go to USA and study illustration, there isn't like public university and you have to pay crap load of money just to get to art school, then of course, I think that's really like a privilege. But I think if we're talking about Singapore context, it's still kind of okay.
We have it way better here.
Yeah.
Everyone has a chance.
Did you have a backup plan?
No.
Backup
all or
career
nothing.
Plan? Oh my god,
kill,
me too.
Kill your backup,
This is
cut your
horrible.
bridges, burn your bridges and chase your f***ing dreams. Backup plan? No. That's not actual advice, by the way.
Yeah. No, but you see, right? I do think, say, ADM, like they narrow down why there's no illustration major. It's because they know that there's a very, very low commercial viability to that.
Right.
So they narrow down the majors that they offer, say like animation, film, graphic design, like all those, they have very commercial viability. So it's there to make sure you
have a job after that.
Yeah. Like, so you technically don't need that backup plan. But yeah, I didn't have a backup plan. And it's not because I was trying to be all risky and unconventional. I just wasn't that good at everything else. Like I could have decided I want to have a backup engineering degree, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, get it, because I just won't be good at it. You know?
Yeah. I think maybe you can survive on it, but I think if you were to work that like a year into it, you'll burn out, right?
No,
you
but
have
I
to
don't
pursue
think
it.
it's an exhaustion thing. It's not like I'll burn out. It's just like my brain cannot comprehend.
It's
you
just
know?
not your thing lah, you know?
Yeah, like my brain is not wired to understand a lot of these things.
Yeah,
Like I
same,
understood
same.
math. Oh my god, guys. I don't know how many of y'all went to JC, right? But I understood math and science relatively comfortably until I went to JC.
Yeah, JC math was so hard. Like,
He didn't even go
Totally.
JC, just stop it. Actually no, but now if I really take some time to sit down and think, if it really just didn't work out, everybody hates me, nobody likes my work, I will go be a dog sitter. But to me, you see, I would still earn that money, and then while I'm taking care of the dog, I'll maybe making TikToks. So I'll still be doing something to still keep myself.
it has to express itself lah in one form or another.
Creativity is like taking a shit. You can't hold it in. What was your biggest takeaway from art school? Like, what do you like?
Uni, I didn't like anything. Like ADM. Because I was in poly and I felt like in FSV was great. Like, shout out to FSV, I'm plugging FSV now, but I loved FSV, I learned so much there. That's why when I went to ADM, I was just relearning things that I already knew.
Yeah.
So that's why I dropped out. But if you were from, like I said, if you were from JC and you went to ADM, that's a great thing to do. That's a great route you should take. Because I'm not sure because I didn't stay that long to specialize in film, but I would like to think they taught you guys a lot of the basics in filmmaking that helped you in
Which
your
would have
career,
been similar
you know?
probably to
FSV.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. FSV taught me a lot about the basics. Yeah, they gave me a very strong foundation, a good launch pad. When I came out of FSV, I felt like I could just start working already.
I think one of the bigger takeaways is like context, like just people who entered the industry as well. I mean, there's some people who completely left the industry and did something completely different. But it's nice to know that you're not alone when you enter like this whole media thing, because it can be quite scary. Yeah, so I thought it was nice. Like, you have friends who are also kind of like pursuing the same unconventional dreams when you already feel like a minority to some extent. And I think the other thing that I liked was, like I said, I could sort of experiment in the first year to figure out
the foundation year, right?
like what I wanted, and then through that I really wanted to do film. So I would say there were like a number of classes that I really loved. Oh my god, I love my writing class. I love my editing class also.
Oh, I love editing class.
Oh my god, I
and
love
script
it.
writing. Script writing was nice as well.
What's something you wish art school would have taught you about pursuing a creative path?
How to deal with clients, how to actually be your own boss instead of a worker. I guess that's not just in art school. I feel like schools just teach you how to be a worker or an employee under a company. They give you the skills, they give you the foundation, they give you the skill sets, but they don't actually teach you how to make it on your own, I feel. Like setting up a company, doing your taxes, or like, you know, the rates, industry rates, shit like that. But I guess that's a bit more general already. Can be said with a lot of
and that's
a lot
also
of schools.
with every school.
Yeah,
like,
with every school.
They don't teach you that. And maybe also on a similar vein, like how to charge for expertise. And also maybe kind of just the reality of what working life is like. I think one thing about art school is that you're put in this environment where everyone's really dreamy, and then you're just out there to experiment, make your art, and it sets a bit of an unrealistic expectation that it's going to be this rosy out there. But like, no,
it's
you're
tough,
not
man. It's gonna be
you can't just
hard.
go out and make your own short film. Like, you probably do 5 commercial projects, feed yourself, and then maybe you have a little bit left over to make whatever short film you want to make.
At a loss, by the way. Yeah, you're probably going to use your own money for your own short film.
Okay, I must say though that like there are pretty good grants out there. So yeah, then I think it would have been nice also maybe if art school teaches you a bit more about these grants and just ways in which
exactly. They didn't tell us anything about that. They maybe just sprinkled in like a sentence of, oh, you can try this MDA or whatever grant. You're like, oh, okay. But they didn't actually teach us how to go and apply and what we need. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Then creatives hate like admin work, so then they also won't. We also won't. How do you deal with unsupportive relatives or just people around you?
Thankfully, I didn't have a lot of backlash from me pursuing this whole thing, like being a YouTuber and or even going to ADM or FSV, and I'm thankful for that. I'm sure there are a lot of people who face a lot of, you know, negative sentiment or backlash when you have to face your relatives at Chinese New Year.
What are you studying? Oh, film school, loser.
And I'm sure that happens a lot, but I think it's just about how much you want it, you know, and being able to tune out or block what people say and just know that what you're doing is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
And when I say block out, I even mean like blocking out like your parents, you know, or your close family members or your siblings. Because a lot of times they are the ones that are suppressing the child's or your own creative endeavors.
Yeah, I think for me also, my parents were kind of okay. I sort of placated them with the whole I went the usual, you know, secondary school, JC, uni route, which is very traditional, and they're one of those people in their mind is just get a degree. I could at least convince them, I know like filmmaking is not so bad. You can do advertising, you can do that. Okay. I didn't get it so bad or so, but I do agree with you like about tuning out. Yeah, I think it's important to just be confident in what you want to do and what you believe you're good at and what you're interested in, I guess. Okay, so overall, would you recommend going to art school at all in the Singapore context?
Yeah, why not? If you know that's what you want to do, then I think art school it's a great launch pad for you. It teaches you the basics and if it's what you want to do. But I mean, then again, you can learn a lot of the skills that art school teaches you online, like YouTube or like online courses. I think the main thing is about getting connections and networking.
There are a lot of things which you can also just learn if you go straight and start working. So if you don't think this is something for you, and you have, let's say, already like a connection to one person who's doing something, then you can also just start from there, because you can also just learn on the job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
wouldn't
lot
say
of
it's a
things I
must
learned on
I
the
wouldn't say it's a must to study it, go to school, but you can learn a lot like on a film set.
Like, I've learned so much on film sets, I would say.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you noticed, but there are like hidden little rules on film sets. So I learned that your drum and your cables, like you shouldn't use it when it's all tied up. It's better if you loosen everything up and let the wires like spread out on the floor so it doesn't heat up in that drum.
So I remember one of the first few sets that I was on, I did it while I was in my last few years of uni. I was treated very horribly, like the producers were all really rude to me and really mean to me and everything, but I really learned a lot. No reason, just like that. Like I wasn't the only PA, I wasn't the only production assistant, because there were a few before that, and it was like some girl who did it, and then she did it for 4 days, she cannot already, like it was just too low-key abusive. So she just, do you want to do it? Then okay, sure. Then I went there, oh my gosh, then I did it for 4 days or so, and then I had, I think, 2 more days left, and then I just asked another person, so do you want to do it? Yeah, so
yeah, PAs are treated, I wouldn't say they're treated like shit, but they are like, I guess, the lowest of the lowest lah, you know,
yeah, but
PAs on set.
you do learn a lot. There's also little things like, for example, you know the ice key, which is that box with drinks in it and ice. It feels like a very common sense thing, right? But basically you should put a bit of ice and then you pour the drinks, then you pour most of the ice over. It's so that the ice will melt into the drinks and it will be cold. But if you just pour the ice first, then you put the drinks won't get cold as fast.
Yeah.
So like that's something I learned where during that PA stint. And till now there are some sets I've been on. Yeah, so
like you can tell who's a pro. You can tell who's a pro or noob on a film set if you know all these hidden rules. You know, like how you carry the C-stand.
The drinks are on top of a bit of ice.
Noob. Loser. Never go film school on this one.
No, it's not a film school thing. But but it's just like, okay, like now my drink is not very cold because it's just resting on ice rather than being submerged.
Yeah.
Did the lack of a artistic scene or YouTube scene in Singapore kind of dampen your aspirations?
No, not really. Actually, I saw it's the reverse
a gap
effect.
in the market.
Yeah, it's a reverse effect for me. I was like, oh, the pasture is so green and like so open and for the taking, it's mine, you know?
I did feel a bit as if there wouldn't be any opportunities though. And okay, so I guess maybe that's why to some extent I've gotten to a place where quite a number of times I just do whatever I can to create my own opportunities. And I'm sure you that's you also, right? Like that's how you even started creating your own content. Assuming there's very great established creative companies in Singapore, they are your Korean guys who make all of us did. Like, will you go join one of them instead of making YouTube videos?
No, I wouldn't. YouTube is my home. I think it's just I'm more fond of YouTube, you know, and being in control and being independent and just having control over my own content. And I mean, the attention is going to online stuff, you know, like YouTube and why would I don't know, I don't see myself being a mainstream creator. I just want to do it myself. I think that's why even though there was a lack of a YouTube scene or creative scene in Singapore, it didn't really affect me. It would be great if there was a more flourishing industry, community. It would be great. But it didn't really affect me because I was, as a YouTuber, and I am a YouTuber, I just had to rely on myself. But I think for your case, it would benefit you a lot more if the industry and the scene was thriving. You would have way more opportunities, you know, be it acting or singing.
Okay, so you were very set on this path you want to take. For me, it was almost as if, this path is blocked, so let me just turn and take the other one, I guess.
Which path was blocked?
Something more mainstream. As in, not that it was blocked, but it just...
There were a lot of obstacles ahead.
Yeah, it was also just doors were closing on me also. So for instance, there was this period where there was a yearly music mentorship program where aspiring, you know, singer-songwriters can submit their work. And so I applied for 2 years in a row and I didn't get it. Yeah, and because I wanted to get like songs made, right? So by the 3rd year, I just sent my songs to a few producers outside Singapore. And then that's how I even ended up making my first EP, because I had a producer in Nashville who was like, oh, I love your songs, like let's do something, right? So I would say moving into this more content creator route was
accidental.
Yeah. Okay, just for fun question. What are your thoughts on Jack Neo films?
What I think of Jack Neo films, I think they were way better back in the day. Like Jack Neo, what the happened to you? What happened to I Not Stupid 2 and 1? What happened to Home Run?
小孩不笨
小孩不笨
was the moment.
Exactly. And then I don't know, man. I think he just, I don't know lah. I'm sure he's earning a lot of money now, and maybe that was a huge motivating factor as to why his movies are the way it is now. I'm not saying they are bad, but I'm saying they are not as respected as they were before. Although they are entertaining, but it just ends there. It's entertaining.
I think he could do less with the
product placements.
Because I feel as if his justification is that I need the product placements in order to make this movie. But we all know he doesn't really need it. Like if you did less Like, he definitely still will be able to make a good movie that people will watch. I mean, you're Jack Neo eh.
Yeah.
So-
I'm okay with the product placements. It's just the way it's executed.
Yeah.
He structures it in a way that the product placement is not part of the script, but it's a very forced detour into the product placement.
But
you know,
that's
like
what happens when you have too many product placements still lah. So it still is a
I mean, you could do it
problem with quantity.
like just like this. You know, we're just doing an interview,
you
but
see,
you don't
because-
focus on the Pokka. You know, for Jack Neo, he's like
Not sponsored by Pokka.
For Jack Neo, he's like, oh Annette, come, let's drink this Pokka green tea. Clears your throat, blah blah blah. Pour close up onto
Oh, my table.
the Pokka. Annette drinks, close up on Annette drinking Pokka. But you can just put it like that, and it's just product placement. You know.
Maybe
And
they pay him 10 times more.
I'm sure they pay him
do
more.
that,
I'm sure
yeah.
they pay him more, but it's just it ruins the flow of the movie lah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
true. Okay,
stupid.
fine. Then maybe it's not really a quantity thing. It's that you
Yeah,
could- you
maybe it's
could
a
have
quantity
10.
thing also, you know.
No, as in
but-
you could have 10 product placements, but you
10
just tell-
subtle ones,
Yeah,
10
but you tell
subtle
them
ones.
like, I'm not taking on that much money to have a whole scene talking about it, I guess. Oh well, I felt like if he could do it back then, he can
Yeah,
do
you
it
can
now.
do it again, you know. It speaks a lot about the industry. Maybe if you want to be rich, you have to sell out.
Okay, we're down to the last question. So, what's something you hope to contribute to or like change in the local creative scene?
I don't have an answer for that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and people seem to like my videos, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. And I don't know if it makes someone's day better, or you know, it gives them a relaxing evening to watch my videos, then that's good enough for me. You know, I'm not really here to like, I don't know, start a revolution or change something. It is what it is lah. I just wanna continue what I'm doing, continue doing what I'm good at, and just make the best videos that I can create.
I think it's pretty similar to me also. I feel like the scene changing is kind of like a byproduct, not the goal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
That's a good way to put
yeah,
it.
like your goal is to just make things that the audiences like. And like,
Yeah. And what you like as well.
yeah, and what you like. Like, I just want to make stuff that I would want to watch, and hopefully that other
Yeah.
people want to watch. And a lot of times when you make stuff you want to watch, like
The
chances
byproduct
are-
is changing it.
yeah, and chances are people want to watch it also.
It would be good to be able to put Singapore on the global stage of, I don't know, YouTube content or just content in general. I don't know. Now it feels like when people think of Singapore, it's just, oh, we are rich, we are luxurious, we have a strong economy. Not really, oh, we have a creative scene, or not really like, oh, you have good YouTube content, and I
Yeah.
want to do that. You know, I wanna be the YouTube guy that overseas people will be like, oh yeah, this funny YouTube guy is from Singapore. Like, oh, Singapore actually has a creative industry scene. That's my goal. That's my side mission, to put Singapore on
Yeah.
the map.
All right, and that's all the questions we have. Thank you so much, Sneaky Sushi, for joining us today. It was a very fun chat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Have fun. Yeah.
And if you guys enjoyed this video,
Remember to smash that subscribe button, and lick that like button, stroke that subscribe button till it pops. Yeah.
so do subscribe and also go watch Sushi's videos,
Thanks.
which you
Thank you.
upload way more often than I do. Like,
But you're way more active on Instagram than I am. You're
And
killing it
TikTok,
with
I guess.
reels.
check out his channel, which
Thank you.
obviously like I don't need to do that because everyone who's here obviously already subscribes to you.
I hope
But-
so. I hope so.
You better.
Oh yeah, and go check out Asian Billionaires. I love the first episode. You guys should really
Oh,
watch it.
thank you.
I mean, they're already your fans, lah, right? So they
Thank
probably
you.
already.
But I
heard
think
about
by
it.
the time this is out, all episodes will be out. So go check out all. Also, wait, stop. Also, we're wearing each other's merch. Oh, sorry, I'm
yeah.
talking. Also, we're wearing each other's merch because
I'm the CEO of Cutting Fruits.
this shirt, right? A lot of people buy it for their moms and dads, but I personally wear it as a proper fashion piece.
You're becoming a boomer
I'm
soon.
becoming sneaky. I love that this thing is embossed, you know.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on another episode of Glowing Up. Bye.